Hello there, my beautiful runner, hiker, walker, user of legs. This is going to be a nice flow meant just for these legs. We have been in the mountains, we've been doing lots of walking, lots of power walking, lots of hiking, and I need this just as much as I hope you do. We're going to start in all fours position, so go ahead and meet me in your most beautiful expression of all fours. Once we get there, just spreading through those fingers, making sure the shoulders are over our wrists. Bringing the knees about hip width apart, making sure those hips are over the knees. Go ahead and bring that gaze in between the thumbs. Press hard through the shoulders, grip through the mat. Just take you a round of breath here. A nice inhale and exhale before we get moving. Let's go ahead and push the right foot back, keeping the toes planted. Just stretching through the calves here, maybe finding a little rock forwards and backwards. Very nice. Let's go ahead and bring this knee to the elbow, right elbow. Go ahead and send it back. Maybe take it towards your head. Really big round through the spine here. And now on the exhale, we're going to pull the knee to the nose. And step it in between the hands. Beautiful. You can leave your hands on the mat. Just really pulling forward here, feeling into the right hip and that left hip flexor. In breath. And out breath, we push back, squaring the hips, pointing that right foot towards your face. Beautiful dorsal flex. Really stretching through those hamstrings. Walk the hands forward, roll back, bend through this knee, and step it back into our all fours position. Beautiful. Rock the hips here. Big left to right motion. And the left foot will step back. Get that nice calf stretch in here. Just a little forwards and backwards rocking motion. Really pushing into the toes and then dig in the heel back. We'll deepen that stretch. And knee to elbow. And send it back, trying to touch that head. Look up. And we're going knee to nose. Big round. And step it in between the hands. Keeping the hands on the mat here, pressing into these hips. Really feeling that left hip open and that right hip flexor. Stretching here should feel amazing. Take a round of breath. And on the exhale, we push back to square the hips. Left heel digs in, dorsiflex. Toes are pointing towards our faces. Breathe. Roll back into this low lunge, hands plant. And we're going to step this foot back. All fours. Go ahead and tuck the toes and walk the hands back. Get a nice little toe stretch here, and let's just roll the wrists out. Beautiful breath here. Nice steady inhale and exhale. Not focusing on those toes. And bringing the body forward. Toes are already tucked, so we're going to send the hips up and back, coming in, down dog. Go ahead and give your dog a nice little pedal. Stretching through those hamstrings. Breathing. Not losing that breath. When you run, when you hike, when we walk, we have to keep the focus on the breath. Otherwise, we get cramps. So you guys are already used to breathing and maintaining that breath. Yoga teachers like to remind you. Right leg sweeps up, 3-leg dog. Big open hips. Roll it forward and step it in between the hands. On an inhale, we'll rise up, high lunge, arms overhead, palms touch. Sink into those hips here. Breathe. Bring the hands to the mat. We're in our high lunge, kind of like a runner's lunge with our hands on the mat. Now let's go and sink into the hips. And then we're going to push up and back, triangle pose. Square in these hips, really feeling this in the outer IT on the right side, and maybe even picking up those right toes coming up onto the heel. Just to deepen that stretch in the hamstring here. Breathe, no holding or clenching that breath. Let's roll forward into our runner's lunge. Sink into those hips, and then push it back, triangle. Squaring off the hips. This left hand's going to plant beside this right foot. Right hand sweeps up. Feeling those outer IT bands. If you have to give a nice bend in that right leg, be my guest. Beautiful. Plant this right hand. Go ahead and come up onto the toes of that left foot and try to pick your right foot up and send it back. Down dog. Beautiful. Left leg sweeps up, 3-leg dog. Big opening in the hips here. And roll forward, stepping it in between the hands. On an inhale, we rise up, high lunge, palms touch overhead. Breathing. Feeling into those hips, feeling into that hip flexor. Oh yeah, bring the hands to the mat. Runner's lunge here. Let's rock forwards and backwards. We're going to straighten this left leg, come in for our triangle pose. If it feels good, you can try to pick those left toes up off of the mat, really deepening that stretch in the hamstring. Not necessary, only if it feels good for you. Back into our runner's lunge, look forward, and back to triangle pose. Right hand plants, left hand sweeps up. Little revolved triangle action. This is a great outer IT band stretch. If you need to bend that left knee, please do. Beautiful. Frame this foot. Come onto the toes of that right foot and try to step this foot back. Down dog. Roll forward into our plank position. Look forward, lower down the knees. Kick that right foot back, little bird dog action. And we're going to send it behind this left knee. And then we're going to send the hips back. So we're coming into our cow face here. If you are here and you're good, or if you are just crossing them here and you're like, yep, that's enough, let's just stay here and kind of play with this stretch to the hips. And if you can walk all the way back and come onto your booty. We're trying to get the knees stacked. Just sitting up nice and tall. I promise we won't be here long. So just enjoy this short time here. Big inhale and exhale. Take one more round of breath here. Before we walk the hands forward, and that right leg's gonna kick back. Beautiful. Plant it down. And this time left leg kicks back. And then we're gonna step it or curtsy it behind the right knee. Same things on this side. If you're here and you're like, yep, that's good, just kind of play with this rocking motion. And if it feels good, you can come all the way to your sits bones, stacking those knees, sitting nice and tall here. Thinking happy, positive thoughts, a about the hips. We're not holding it in. We're allowing the breath to move. We're not allowing the tension to build up here. Breathing. One more round. Very nice. We're going to walk the hands forward. And this left leg kicks back. And in here we are, all fours. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and step this right foot to the outside edge of that right hand. Go ahead and bring your right hand to this right knee and turn the upper body towards the right. You can give a little added pressure if it feels good for you here. Beautiful. Right hand comes back down to the mat, and we're going to go ahead and send the right leg back to our all fours. And then bring this left foot up beside that left hand. I'm going to pivot on that left foot and bring this left hand. A little added pressure. Chest is lifted. Big smiles on our faces. Really feeling these hips. And bring the hands back. And then we send that leg back. And we can bring the hips back in mermaid, the legs to the left, and sending them out in front of us. If you want to rock and roll, here is your opportunity to get your nice little spinal massage on. This should feel good in the hips and the legs as well. And once we land down on the mat, we're going to send the left leg out long, right leg up. You can straighten it, bend it, doesn't matter. We're going to interlace our hands behind that thigh and just give it a nice stretch here. I have it in a plantar flex here. We want it in a dorsal flex. And like I said, a nice bend in this knee is great. If you want to try to straighten it, you can. Be my guest wherever you are here. And let's go ahead and open it up towards the right. Getting that inner stretch here. And we're going to bring this right leg all the way over towards the left. If you want to bend your leg here, take a nice supine twist. Be fantastic. Just making sure that both of the shoulders are on the ground. Your gaze is towards that right hand. Right leg does not have to be straight, but if it feels nice, please do be my guest. Very slowly, we come back to center, hugging both of those legs in. Right leg goes out long, and then this left leg points up towards the ceiling. Interlace your hands behind that leg, and let's dorsal flex. So put them feet, those toes, towards your face. And like I said, nice bend in this knee is very welcomed. Maybe playing with straightening, seeing how it feels like. We've done a little bit of stretching, so they might be a little more open than normal. And let's open this leg up towards the left. Open hips here. Beautiful. Going all the way across the body. So if you want to bend this knee, be my guest, and take it all the way across towards the right. Making sure that both of your shoulders are on the mat and your gaze is towards this left hand. These outer IT bands, these hips, these legs, they are so important. And To keep them loose and mobile, we have to stretch them in all sorts of ways. We're going to come back through and come into happy baby. So we can pull from the thighs or the calves, or you can pull from the ankles or the outer feet. Whatever feels good for you, just close the eyes down. Allowing the breath to return back to its natural ebb and flow here. We're going to come in for a Savasana with cobbler legs, so bringing the feet together. Knees drop out to the sides. Tucking the shoulder blades and allowing the palms to face up. Just have yourself a moment here. Absorb all that fun energy you just created. All that mobility within the body. Just let it all go for just a few seconds. Slowly we'll bring the feet together, the knees together, and roll over into our fetal position. Pausing here for just a second before we push up and meet in our comfy seated position. Hands at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Thank you for joining me today. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Namaste. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you really found this flow useful, and I hope that your legs feel much more open and ready to tackle your next move. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat. Please do subscribe, like, comment. I appreciate all the love.